Hello and welcome to the Creation Theory Podcast. I am your host, Wyatt Wewell, and I'm joined by...
Zach Riggs.
Ben Brown.
Joshua Meadows.
All right. We have some bad news to announce. Our normal host, Logan Canaday, is no longer with us. He had to leave the
so
school
sad.
at the end of the semester, and he'll be back, but not for a while. So we're going to hope to Skype him in, but... now, we're going to move on.
We've
and
been crying all weekend.
We
I
love
will
you,
now
Logan.
do
We
this.
really have.
We
We
love
miss
you,
you
Logan.
Yeah,
guys.
Logan, you're listening. We love you. Come back.
Love you a long time.
He is the founder and starter of the Creation Theory podcast.
I'm actually sad.
It's not the same in here.
It is not.
But that being said, let's do this thing.
The show
All right.
must go on.
So, as we said last week, we'd be talking about our Christmas recap because for those of you who don't know, we recorded episodes early so we could go on Christmas break.
You've all been suckered.
So,
Ha!
Joshua.
Remember when you thought we were recording these each week, but we recorded
But
them
we
early?
did.
it was a
That
rough
was a
week.
lie.
Anyway,
We're so full.
Joshua, how was your Christmas?
It's pretty good. It was pretty dang good, dude.
It's good. It's good.
That was very specific,
Come
Josh.
on, man.
Got a lot
Give
of
me
clothes.
something. Give me something.
That's awesome.
Uh,
Once you get
actually-
to college, you realize
How was
clothes
your-
are
I
great.
actually
Yeah.
enjoy clothes.
How was your
Yeah.
break in general? What'd you do? Give me some
Lots of
stuff.
Netflix. Watched Blue Bloods. Got
Netflix
super
and chill.
addicted to Blue Bloods.
Netflix and chill.
I
Tom
chilled.
Selleck.
Tom Selleck is awesome. He's my new favorite guy.
He's great.
I bought a violin off my
Nice.
friend over
Oh,
Christmas
that's
break.
exciting.
Fun.
Remember
Now you got
how
a
I-
mandolin and a
You're just
violin.
stocking
Remember
up
how
on all
I-
the instruments.
And the Jeremy
Bought
Lin.
Logan's
Shrewd
mandolin. Now
business
I bought
deals.
my other friend's violin, and I'm learning. It's super fun.
Cool. Cool.
Fun
Nice.
stuff.
Yeah.
Ben, how was your Christmas break?
My break was all right. I went back to hell, a.k.a. Florida.
Yeah.
Was it the Inferno?
It was the Inferno. I had a good break. Pretty good Christmas. I got clothes too. You know?
Clothes. We're so
Clothes.
old.
Clothes.
We
We're
are.
so
Love
old.
clothes.
We are to the point where we're getting clothes now.
I don't mind.
And it's
And we're
exciting.
excited about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. I get excited about T-shirts. You know, I'm ordering shirts right now.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
online.
Spending dollars he does not have on T-shirts.
I have
Basically.
dollars. I have dollars. I just didn't buy last night's T-shirt because I
Don't
don't,
have
have enough
dollars.
dollars.
I see.
Very few
I
dollars.
was only like $1 short, but
Oh,
I just
so
didn't wanna do it.
close.
Welcome.
I just
Yeah,
didn't
you don't
wanna
want to do
it.
that. Welcome
Yeah.
to college.
Yeah.
Being there, but $1 short.
Always
I
the
got,
story of
I got
college.
my skateboard longboard hybrid thing.
Fun. It's a good time.
It's like it's too big to be considered a skateboard, but it's not a longboard.
I like the
would-
looks
would
of
say.
it.
It is
I
the
think I
middle
really like
school
it.
of skateboarding.
It's like
It's
a
what?
Basically.
It is the middle school of skateboarding.
I guess so.
It's a
But
wide and fat longboard.
But it makes middle school seem awesome. So if that's the case,
It's
then
that
I'll
point
wear
in
it.
your life when
Yeah.
you're at the top of the middle school, like 8th grade or whatever
Yeah.
that may be in your hometown,
Mhm.
and you feel like the big dog on
Yeah.
campus. Like you could do anything, and then you run into the high schoolers, and you're like, "Holy crap, they could still eat me!"
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
That's pretty much where my
That's
board's
exactly
at.
what it is.
Unless you were
I
a
like it.
6'2", 8th grader like myself.
Shut up.
and
You're
and I
disgusting.
increased
I'm
I
sorry.
added to my record collection
Nice.
over break. I'm working on getting a certain special record right now.
This is a new
the-
thing that I've been informed about yesterday. I thought records were old and from the 70s, and the new records came
No,
in
they're-
black and like just like the old boring records.
They're making a comeback.
But
Yeah.
I saw bins, and they're fancy and colorful and
They're
tie-dye.
cool.
And
The man
things,
has tie-dye records.
and-
I
yeah,
do.
They're beautiful.
Pretty jealous about
Become a
them.
novelty item, and they're hot right
Yeah.
now.
I like them.
I
They're
don't
pretty cool.
like. I'm at the point with records with music now where, like, I have Spotify, so I don't have really a need for CDs or anything anymore, or for digital stuff. So I just go out and spend the extra few bucks and buy it on record if I really want the album. But my next investment is to get the Jack White Ultra vinyl.
The Ultra LP.
Do you ever
Yeah.
use that turntable to just drop that nasty beat?
Oh, I'm not. No,
No.
that will destroy records.
That
I'm
is
not
that
doing
is not a good idea.
Wicka wicka whack, wicka 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 whack. That's how it sounds, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's
no,
how
but
that sounds.
I had
No,
a
not
I had a
at
good
all.
break. I had a good Christmas and
Yeah.
New Year's. So I got to see Bryce. Shout out to Bryce.
It's good.
We
Bryce
love you,
listens.
Bryce.
Woo!
You're the best.
Bryce, your bay.
The biz.
Best in the
He's
whole
the
world.
biz. Zachary, how was your break?
Oh, break was good. It was a long drive. I didn't enjoy the drive. It rained both ways. Going and
Yeah.
coming. It was not,
I hate
but
that.
it was okay. It was a good drive, just bad weather. Let's see,
And you
what
were
did I
in a
do?
25-year-old car.
My car is 22 years old this
22
year.
years. Oh,
22
sorry.
years old.
22. It's going to
Older than me.
graduate before I am, I think. Like, it is so old and falling apart. But break was good. What did I do? I didn't do that much. I started learning how to play piano.
That's
That's
nice.
exciting.
I want to
Didn't
I
hear
brought
that
back a
yet.
keyboard.
That's
So, yeah, very excited about that. I spent lots of time just on the sofa watching Netflix.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel you.
Makes
Yes.
sense.
Yes.
I
It
did-
was
I
a
did pretty
good,
much the same.
relaxing break. Just family, friends, girlfriend, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
I finished Last Man Standing on Netflix.
That was a
So that I
funny
could
show.
catch up and
Congratulations.
then just watch it on Hulu and get rid of my
So
Netflix.
funny.
So that's a good show.
Because
Yeah.
Netflix
Shameless
costs
plug.
too much.
It is a good show. What else did you watch, Ben?
Oh, I watched wrestling all weekend. I'm not even going to deny that.
He watched
It was-
so much
It
pro
was-
wrestling.
All of
it
the
was
wrestling.
It was quite literally Last Man Standing, wrestling, and a little bit of South Park,
Yeah.
and Parks and Rec.
Of course.
Parks and Rec.
I've started on
can't
that.
not
Abigail
Parks
got
and
me hooked on that.
Get through
Parks
the
and Rec
first
is
season,
so
then
good.
it's
All
so
Parks
much
and Rec is
better.
on Hulu too.
I thought the
found that
first-
out, and
Really?
I'm very happy
It's,
about that.
it's leaving Netflix February something.
It's leaving.
I did
Netflix.
not
What?
know about that.
Parks and Rec?
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
I
like
think
the
they
end of
can only-
January or something like that.
Dude,
Yeah.
to have I think it's like to have all of your like episodes on either Netflix or Hulu, you can only have it on one.
Yeah,
you
it's,
can only have a contract with one of them.
I'm gonna
And
have
they
to
currently
watch it
have
real
everything
fast.
on Hulu.
Or-
No, they have everything on Hulu.
Yeah. Get
Keep your
Hulu.
I don't
Hulu.
have Hulu though.
Hulu's
Ah,
worth it.
well, that's
It's
disappointing.
We have
personally
enough
better
people
than
you can
Netflix.
get some
Yeah.
credentials.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, back to what were we talking about?
Your Christmas,
Oh,
Mr.
Yeah,
Host.
my Christmas. My Christmas was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of nothing.
Yes.
You are from Illinois.
Yeah,
There's
the middle
corn.
of literally
There's
the middle
corn.
of nowhere, Illinois.
Yeah.
So that's fun. But got to catch up on some wrestling and got to read some stuff, which I don't read. It was weird.
What'd you
Uh,
read?
I read Didier Drogba's book. For those of you who don't
Who?
know, which is all of you,
Is that
he's
soccer?
a soccer player
Nailed
from
it.
the Ivory
Yeah.
Coast, but he played in England for Chelsea. Go
That's
Chelsea,
cool.
CFC.
Exciting.
And then I read a pro wrestling book, so
That's nice.
I'm in the
nice.
process of that. But I read some stuff. Went to Chicago for family Christmas. Was there for a couple days. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
My cousins now have little people that are with them all the time.
Ew.
I think there are like 7 of them. But
Kidding, I love
Wow,
kids.
that's a lot.
I love kids.
they're the cutest
the
kids I've
best.
ever seen, and I don't understand it. But whatever.
I'm gonna go on this little tangent here. I want to meet an ugly kid.
It
Because
doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen because everyone's like, "Oh, there's this cute kid. This is the cutest baby we've ever seen. Oh, cutest kid ever." And it's like, okay, so what are you? Because just about everyone says that. So what are you comparing them to?
Have you seen a newborn infant? Like,
There are
fresh
some
out the womb?
newborn
They're pretty
infants
purple,
that are
and
just
they look like
not good looking.
they,
You can hate me for this, but
every
not all
newborn-
babies are
This is
cute.
what I'm
every
getting at, yeah.
newborn like just out is they're not cute. Let's be honest about that one. They're
Yeah.
not cute.
Man, you look like you have your hands full. Can I hold your monkey for you?
Sometimes.
It's
It's
cute
not
if
even-
you
it's not
made
even a
it,
monkey,
like
it's
and
a
that's
slimy
about it.
Purple
Yeah.
thing. It's a
Yeah.
slimy purple.
And they always look
blob.
mad and just
They do.
super mean. I don't know.
Wow. We got way off track.
Congratulations, we lost
Yeah,
all of
if
our
you just
listeners.
had an infant, it's disgusting.
That's what
Your
you should
baby
get out
is
of this
gross.
episode.
Oh,
Kidding,
man.
I love
wow.
babies.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
They're cute a few months.
because more of our
in, but-
listeners
They
are
are.
base.
On a totally unrelated note, I'm never going to be a father, so.
Well, that's
I
sad.
guess. What?
That's sad.
Yeah, apparently.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I don't know how to move on from that.
All right. Anyway, so back to
Yeah.
family Christmas was fun. We did we did a white elephant like we always do every year, and I gave my Wii up for that, my Nintendo
Oh.
Wii, because I tried to trade it into GameStop and get something out of it.
Yeah.
And we all know how GameStop is. We're not going to
Did they
actually give you money.
$5 or $6?
Wait, hold on.
$5
Listen
or
to this story.
$6.
So I go in, and I know the people at GameStop. I'm in there all of the time, or I was
Yeah.
before I came to
Yeah.
college. And, like, literally all of the time. I'm friends with them on PlayStation and stuff, and, like, So I'm in there, and I put my Wii on the counter, and the man looks at me, pulls the Wii cables out of the back of the Wii, hands me the actual box, and says, "I never saw that." And I said, why? What are you doing? And he said, the cables are worth more if you just trade in the cables. Because if not, we have to take the box, and it just takes up space because nobody wants it.
Wow.
It's the truth. It was like
Dang.
$13.50 for the cables, and then like $11 for the actual system with the cables.
Dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's sad because people that don't actually play video games and want that dumb gimmicky thing
Mm-hmm.
break their cables or their dog chews them or whatever,
Yeah.
and they need more cables,
Yeah.
but they don't want to buy a new system for it.
Interesting.
So they just go in for the cables.
Terrible.
So the cables were actually at the point worth more. So I gave my Wii in, and you all know how white elephants work. You can steal things, and
Yeah.
that's,
Mhm.
stuff
Yeah.
happens. So one of my cousins had the Wii, and he wanted it because he actually wanted to just buy the cables, and then he could get it up and running for like $20 because it's a Nintendo Wii and nobody cares. And my other cousin, it was his turn. It was his turn to steal something or open a gift, and he walked over to this guy, looks at him straight in the face, and goes, "We want to play," and picked up the Wii and walked away. Yeah.
I don't
That's
even remember those
Then
commercials.
after
Oh my
after the Wii was stolen back, somebody else had put Justin Bieber notebooks in there that she found for like 10 cents. And so he goes, "I've got the fever," and ran down the stairs to get them. It was entertaining.
God. Oh man.
Okay.
Okay then.
I want to go to Christmas with your family one time. 'cause It
And then-
sounds awesome.
The small child that was there, one of them, the biggest of the three small children that were there at the time, he's like 3, but they put a bunch of gifts in there, obviously, for him because we don't need all this junk. And he got one that he wanted. It was like a Ninja Turtle sippy cup or something like that, or like 4 of them. I don't remember. But he was in Ninja Turtle pajamas, so it was really fitting.
Yeah.
But when people would walk past him, they're looking for all the gifts or whatever. One of my cousins taught him to wave his hand and say, "These aren't the presents you're looking for."
Oh, that's
Oh,
so
And then one of my
gosh.
uncles played along and went, "These aren't the presents I'm looking for," and walked away from him. And it was beautiful.
Okay.
That's awesome.
You know where our next tangent is going then.
Yep, let's talk about
Has it been long enough?
it. It has.
I think it has.
Okay,
Honestly, like
Just a
4 days
disclaimer.
is long enough.
wait. Should we talk no spoilers, or are we just going to
No,
give
no, we're
spoilers?
going into spoilers, but just adds up.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure. If you're listening to this and we are telling you that there are going to be spoilers and you keep listening to this, do not complain and haven't seen the movie. Do not complain to us
Star Wars.
about it.
There are spoilers.
It is your fault
If
if
you're
you
listening,
keep
It is
listening.
literally your
what day is
fault.
this coming out? Like January.
Like tomorrow,
No, it'll come out the 19th.
the 19th.
If you haven't seen Star
It's
Wars
been a
Force
month.
Awakens yet,
Get in there.
It'll be a month.
you suck.
Pause this podcast.
You do.
It's been a month and
Get
2
in
days.
the nearest car, even if you have to steal it and hotwire it. Go to the movies.
I mean,
or
I'm not
run,
going to
or
condone
run to
that.
the movies, or run there, or something.
We do not reflect the Johnson
See this
lifestyle.
movie, come back, listen to it. But I tell you
Yes.
what, we're going 10 minutes from this point. So your audio should be at approximately
23
13:20.
minutes.
So at 23 minutes, tune back in. We will stop this discussion at 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And if not at 23 minutes, I will say we're going to keep going for 5 more minutes. So tune in at 23. Anyway, let's talk Star Wars. Joshua, what'd you think?
I thought it was incredible. I saw it twice in theaters.
I saw it twice
As
well.
did I.
Yeah.
I haven't. I only saw it once.
Dadgummit,
I
Ben.
know.
So
Well,
when are we
okay.
all going to the Riviera downtown so Ben can see it again?
Oh yeah, that works.
Oh,
for
man,
me.
I was thinking Kung Fu Panda 3.
Oh, I could go either way on
I-
that.
yeah, I could
We
go
don't
see
have the
Kung Fu.
dollars.
All right,
for
Star
both.
Wars.
But anyway, Star Wars.
Star
Joshua,
Wars.
keep going.
So what'd you guys think? You guys saw it
I
twice.
mean-
one of you once.
Let's just kill the elephant in the room. I mean-
Wow, that was violent.
Kill
because
Kill the
you know
elephant.
there was
Kill it.
killing
Hunt it.
the death of Han Solo.
Yeah,
oh
it
my
happened.
gosh.
Yeah, that was sad. It was like
was
dramatic
sad.
deaths in movie history was like Jesus Christ in The Passion of the Christ and Han Solo right
Well,
below
he was,
it.
He was,
And then all other deaths
I think in the
ever
history,
were
I
like
think in
way
the-
below
I think
that.
in the Star Wars, like in the entire Star Wars series, Han Solo was the hard. I think probably the hardest person to
To kill?
kill. Well, and I'm saying this because, I mean, as someone to kill off in the first movie of a trilogy of movies in the Star Wars franchise, because people actually had a connection with him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When Ben Kenobi died, they didn't have any backstory on him. He was just a Jedi that trained Luke.
Yeah.
That
So
is true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
there-
we got
he's-
backstory later, but not.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
backstory afterward,
Kind of.
but not at the time. So, like, watching him die, it still wasn't as big of a deal. Same with Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn, we still have no backstory of, except for outside of the movies. But Han was a hard one, I would say. Han was a hard one to watch die. I was very upset for a little bit because I thought Chewie died too in the explosion. And I
Oh,
was,
that
I
was
was,
sacked.
I
Oh,
was
yeah.
going. I
No,
was
they
going
still have a
to-
man in a bear suit walking
No,
around.
They do.
That man's
was going-
never getting out
if,
of that
if
job.
that had,
No,
if-
he's not.
I
It's
was
just a rib
waiting-
at
I
this
was
point.
waiting
Ha,
to
you
s-
got to put that suit on again.
I was waiting to see if they were going to confirm that he was dead or not. Because if they had confirmed he was dead, I was going to get up and just walk out of the theater. I did not want to deal with Chewie's death.
Yeah,
Chewie's still looking pretty young. What do you guys think?
he is.
Yeah,
For-
Not many
actually,
gray
for
hairs
probably
on
younger.
that body.
We're probably the oldest, actually the oldest character in the movies, I would say by now.
Probably.
Because he was in episode 3, and I mean, Yoda's dead. Everyone in the original trilogy is pretty much dead, except
Is
the
Yoda
droids.
dead?
Is Yoda? No.
Yoda is dissolved,
Yoda
Yeah.
is
dematerialized, whatever you want to call
but
it.
that's what Jedi do.
When did that
Jedi are
happen?
dead. Huh?
episode
episode
6,
Yeah.
6.
He died.
when they're in
Of
the
old
little
age.
cave thing.
He died of old age. He
I
like
don't even
dissolved.
remember.
His time was
It's been
coming
so
to an
long.
end. It was.
When Jedi
He
die,
just
though,
like
they do that.
turn into dust. Or
He just
He just
vanished,
vanished.
like slowly faded out.
Mhm.
He'll be back.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's been back.
If he comes
he's
back,
been back as
no.
a ghost.
He
thing
has.
in the
But-
Force.
He'll
as
be
a-
back. Yeah, he's coming back.
Yeah. But
I think Han Solo's death happened for a reason.
It did
I think
happen,
they're going
for
to work
sure.
with it later. In
For
the
sure.
it did
in the
happen for a
trilogy.
reason, and also they didn't want the actual death to happen before they could get the actor back.
Well, and here's
Yeah.
He's so old.
Yeah,
and
he
here's
is.
well, and here's the here's the backstory to behind the scenes of probably one of the reasons why they killed him. He had said in an interview that if they made another Star Wars, he would want them to kill him. They would want him to kill. He would want them to kill him off.
Well,
Yeah, he was done with it.
He
but
was kind
that's
of
Harrison
understandable.
Ford, you don't even like Han Solo. Get out.
Well,
Hey, he did.
And here's the thing. Like Han Solo was the character that made Harrison Ford.
it was.
He wouldn't have been an actor
Indiana
without that part.
Jones.
Indiana Jones
no.
was after Han
Oh,
No,
Solo.
really?
Star Wars.
Like 2 years.
Yeah, that
was
started
right-
his career, and
Yeah,
it really
he
did
was a
for most of the
janitor
people in it.
Really?
at the Lucasfilm production studio before.
I thought he was an ace
became
pilot
actor. No, he was
before.
Was he?
I see what you did there.
Shut up. Anyway, we need to talk about other things besides Han.
I
but yeah.
personally was very upset that there was another Death Star.
Yeah, okay.
Can
This
it be considered
storyline
a
has been
Death
done
Star?
enough.
It was Starkiller. It was a
Star-
Death
okay,
Star.
Yeah, it's a Death
I was
Star.
very upset about that. They
Yeah.
needed something new.
It was kind of lazy. I felt like.
Yeah.
The Starkiller base, there, especially the scene where they showed like how big it was. Like this was the Death Star, and you
Well,
got like a small little Death Star thing, and like this is Starkiller base, and it's just like
A planet.
Well,
a bigger.
it was a
bigger
planet.
one.
It was
like,
a-
This
it was
one
a
is
planet
is
with
they
an
built
actual
a
inside
planet,
it.
which is not physically possible.
No,
Yeah.
no. I think
It was a
built- I think
planet that they put a whole bunch of
built
crap
they-
inside.
They
Yeah.
like
They
blew
cut
a
out the
hole
core?
into the planet.
Yeah.
And built a thing inside of the planet.
like
Yeah.
Death Star was scary because we'd never seen anything like it.
Mm.
But Starkiller base, like
We
it was
have.
the same thing but bigger.
And wasn't there 2 Death Stars anyway? And it just got bigger.
There were 2 Death
Yeah.
Stars.
There were 2.
The
but
second
one
the
wasn't finished.
Original one.
First
yeah.
one, yeah, they were building the
Second
second
one
one.
was
It's going to
never
be bigger,
finished.
and
It
then they
wasn't.
built a
And
third one. and it
Starkiller
was
base was
bigger.
way easier to take out
It was.
than Death Star was.
Yeah.
Pretty much was.
You got to hit it just right. You got to fly through this thing. You got to fight Vader. You got to do all.
It's like shooting.
As Han
You
pointed
turn the
out,
thing off
there's
now,
always
and
a
it's
way
over.
to blow it up, and it was really easy to find.
yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, they could have done better with the storyline, but
some randy
No,
stormtrooper.
I would say
walked
the
in.
storyline was still pretty good.
storyline was good.
Storyline was still
Storyline was good.
Oh,
The
yeah.
overall plot, though, like the fact that it's exactly what it has been.
Yeah.
It was
It,
super
I
good.
think a lot of it is symbolism and the mirroring of like the of stuff that happened in the past. Like you've got the main character Rey, who grew up on a desert planet.
Yeah.
You know, has some form of connection with the Skywalkers. Nothing's confirmed, but it's pretty obvious that she's Luke's daughter.
Not
She meets a
necessarily.
droid.
Yeah, she's
Doesn't
got to
need
be
a
Luke's
droid.
daughter.
It's pretty much.
She's got a droid.
Is she
I am
Luke's
going to say
daughter?
that she is not Luke's daughter solely based on the fact that that's too predictable.
It is
I
predictable.
will give you that. It is.
Everyone
But
was
she
talking
had
about
his
that.
helmet.
She did, but it was
And his
just
lightsaber.
random. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very curious about.
The,
did have
the
his
only
helmet, didn't
I will
she?
say
I
the
remember
She
that
did
now.
in the desert.
Holy crap.
Yeah,
The only
I
thing,
remember that.
the only form of evidence I would say that would kind of contradict her being a Skywalker is her accent. Is the
Well-
fact that she has a British accent. Obi-Wan Kenobi is the only other character with a British accent, and you can't say it's because they're British actors, because they've had other British actors on
Yeah.
in the movie that they've had change their accents.
Is Finn
that is
dead?
interesting.
Finn's not dead.
Finn's not dead.
Finn
No.
is not dead.
Not a chance.
Kylo Ren is not dead.
Finn has.
no.
I feel like Finn
He'll be
has
back.
has a lot of potential that they didn't show in this movie.
Yeah.
A lot of people. Talking to people, it sounded like they're afraid that they're just gonna kind of fade him out, and he's not gonna be a major character. I feel
I
like
like
it's
them.
going to be the opposite,
I
and
feel like he's going to be the major
no,
character.
I
2
feel
minutes,
like he's
boys.
going to be a
2 minutes
huge
left in our
deal.
Star Wars discussion.
I just can't tell if he's going to be a Jedi or he was just carrying around a lightsaber for the
He-
whole
he's
movie.
not going to be a
he's
Jedi.
I
clumsy.
don't
with the
think he's going to be
lightsaber.
a.
Yeah,
He's smart though. So.
he is.
All right, let's do this.
I can see him being a general or something.
Are we at 10
20
minutes?
point scale. So 0.51, 1.52. Out of 10. What's your rating? Josh, go.
Let's think. 8.5.
8.5. Ben?
I give it a 9.
Zach?
I give it an 8.
I'd say 9, but it gets a little bit of a boost because we haven't seen these characters in 30 years.
That
and
is true.
Every time, I don't know about you guys, but every time they would cut to Leia or whatever, whoever it happened to be for the first time,
Yeah.
it was like, oh, wow. Like,
Yeah.
that's Princess
Yeah.
Leia.
Yeah.
She's back. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
we are
exciting.
here.
It was-
This is a real thing
it
that's
was a big
happening in
deal.
front
The
of me.
theater I was
Um,
in erupted with applause and shouting.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
every
Every time.
time.
Yeah.
Here's- And I'll even give it a little bit more of a boost. J.J. Abrams did Lucasfilms better than Lucasfilms did. Because George Lucas lost it on the prequels.
He did.
He did.
Lost it.
He went a
He
little.
bit the big one on the
Went a
prequels.
little slap happy on the
He
CG.
did.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams did Star Wars better than George Lucas did, technically.
And the prequels
I
don't
appreciated
count.
the style.
In recent
The style was
comparisons.
very
Style
good.
was good.
The thing I liked about
30 seconds.
The Force Awakens.
We're gonna need more time because I got a thing to say.
Well,
Yeah.
after
this,
Josh.
this
Yeah.
won't be spoiler stuff that I'm about to say.
Mine
but,
won't be either, actually.
The
Okay.
thing I liked about this movie was they did all the throwback stuff that we wanted, like Han and Leia and stuff like that, but they didn't overdo it. Like, it was charming. Like,
It was.
like they didn't just try to grab like ticket sales and stuff using those people. Like, they actually threw them into the story in a way that was good.
All right. So, for those of you who tuned out for the Star Wars spoiler discussion, spoilers are over. We are going to continue discussing the movie, but we are done with spoilers. Guys,
And
watch it.
And if one of you starts, I will smack you in your
If
face.
somebody spoils it, we'll cut it. So,
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah,
don't have
okay.
anything to worry
I
about.
will
but-
insert a long beep wherever there's a spoiler.
Nope, lightsaber noises.
Yes. Yes. Going back to our rating, you missed it, folks, but I gave the movie an 8 out of 10.
8.5
8
for me.
8.5 for Wyatt.
I get it a 9.
I
9 for
gave
Ben?
8.5.
All right. I give it an 8.5 for now because I believe this movie was made to point to future movies,
Yeah,
to be a
they've-
backstory.
I feel like they've got a big plan.
They're going to build
the
on
thing.
it crazy.
I feel like they're going to
awesome
build
in
on the
future.
entire franchise for
Yes.
a while,
Yeah.
and I really
Of course.
hope
Yes.
I really hope that they even go back and add to the prequels, like give characters like Qui-Gon that we actually did enjoy. Like, I'm a big Qui-Gon fan personally. That I kind of
He
want a
wasn't bad.
backstory with him and Dooku, because like some people may not know, Dooku was Qui-Gon Jinn's master when he was an apprentice. So I want to see a movie about that, and I want to see. I've got like a bunch of characters I want to see be the center of movies.
What'd you
in the
guys
Star
think?
Wars franchise.
What'd you guys think of a female protagonist? I thought that was
It worked.
really
I
have a
enjoyed
problem
it.
with it. I
Yeah,
liked
enjoyed
it.
it.
It worked really well.
It worked. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. We're not in the 1900s anymore. I mean, that's
Yeah.
normal
I just-
now, and I have a problem
thought
with
it
that
was
at all.
My
cool.
problem
I
with
liked it.
what's happening now with everybody's trying to put female actors in their female leads or whatever. It's not that it's female leads. It's that they're all doing it to meet a quota and to try and
That is
be
very true.
They do it
politically
for money
correct.
and stuff and political.
And
correctness.
that's not how political correctness works.
I think
Political
no.
correctness means that artists should be able to produce their art.
Yeah.
And if their art means a male character, their art means a male character. If
I
their
would-
art means a female character, that's what it means.
I would
and I think this
disagree.
worked well because it was a female character.
I would disagree with what you said in that I thought it was very politically correct, but it was not truly equal.
Yeah.
I think it politically correct is to
True.
have
Politically
women in
correct
roles
is
for
not
no
equal.
reason.
Yeah.
But I thought that it worked very well.
But I
with a
think
woman.
I feel like the way that I perceived it was that was the story they wanted to tell. That wasn't just because, well, it's a new age, we should put a female
Yeah.
lead in there.
Yeah.
I think it was the story
was
they
for a
wanted to tell, and it
purpose.
worked
Yeah.
really well. And I
think-
appreciate that
think
a lot.
They were
Yes.
experimenting and thinking, well, what are some of our options that we can do with this?
Mhm.
Oh, let's make a female lead, and I think it worked really well.
It's the same thing that are happening in video games. I mean,
Yeah.
Laura Croft has, of course, been a lead for a while, but all of a sudden we've got all sorts of games where you can add like NHL. NHL now, you can create a female character to play in the NHL,
Why?
which
That's
doesn't
cool.
make sense because it's not a women's league.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
not.
Not at all.
But you can create a female character to play for the Pittsburgh Penguins
Huh.
alongside Sidney
interesting.
Crosby and
What are you trying
people
to
like
say?
that.
I am
Or the
all for
Chicago
women in
Blackhawks,
sports,
or-
but
yeah, but
they
it's
can't
not
compete against
a
men in
women's.
hockey. It's just
It's
not
not
gonna
a
be fair.
women's game. It's not a
Yeah.
women's league. In
Yeah.
FIFA, it works well because they have women's teams.
Right.
But in a
Right.
men's hockey league, it doesn't make sense. They're
Well,
only
it
putting them in there
And
because
also
they
with-
want people to
with
be
soccer
to
isn't
agree
as
with them.
physical as hockey.
Well, they
can
have
be.
women's hockey, but they don't have
No,
teams in
yeah.
the game.
No, yeah.
And yeah, women's hockey rules are different, but like it seems like they're just trying to force it in there now.
My
And all sorts of games are doing that.
when we did
Yeah.
Game of the Year, what was that, episode 2? Mine was Life is Strange. That's a female protagonist game.
Yeah, and it's
Played
the
by a
story
school
they
girl.
wanted to tell.
Yeah,
though. It wasn't
it's-
just something where they stuck a female protagonist in the game just to make it
Yeah.
a female protagonist.
Mhm.
Assassin's Creed now. I feel like the story they were trying to tell was not. It didn't have anything to do with a female lead, but they put one in just so people
Just
would buy
so
the
they
game.
would have a female lead.
Yeah. But I may be wrong. I haven't played the game, but from what I've seen,
Hmm.
I could be wrong. So
It's an interesting dynamic that we're ready for, especially in the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah.
I like it.
now, that being said, none of us are against equality or giving women
Absolutely.
I am
not.
100%
roles and
for
things. And,
equality.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not what we're saying.
But
what we're saying is
purpose-driven equality,
art is
not
art.
stupid equality. Yes.
Art should be what the artist wants it to be, and if the artist has to change to become politically correct or whatever, that's not what equality is.
Mhm.
Well said.
Art should be open. But
Yep.
anyway, back to Christmas. Ben, what did you do over break? How was family Christmases or whatever?
Did we talk about that?
We
did,
finished.
but we didn't really get. I was in the middle of mine when
Get to the
Yeah.
nitty
we
gritty.
cut to Star Wars.
I mean, it was okay. I mean, we did things differently this year at my home or at my grandparents' house, I guess, because I actually stay up in Tennessee for Christmas, at least for the first week of break, and then I went down to Florida for 2 more weeks. But we instead of having it at my grandparents' house, we had it split between my aunt and uncle and my cousin's house, and so that was a little different because we weren't all together that morning, and I'll admit, like, I didn't like it
Yeah.
because I'm used to tradition. I'm used to it, to everyone being up together, opening presents in the morning together and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I mean, we didn't even really open presents all together, except what we opened on Christmas Eve. But I guess overall, it was I mean, it wasn't a bad Christmas. At least I got to see family and
Yeah.
and be up here for it, and I got some cool stuff, and I mean, it was a good time overall, I would say.
Sounds good. Sounds like it was a good time.
Yeah.
Anytime you
I,
don't have to go north for January,
It's a
Yeah,
good time.
yeah.
it's a good time. It's cold up there.
So cold.
So cold.
How cold are we talking? I'm curious.
I mean, it wasn't actually too bad when I was in Chicago, but now it's yesterday in my hometown. It was 11 degrees and it felt like -8.
Wow,
So-
that is
Wow.
cold.
Yeah, that's cold.
When I left home yesterday in balmy Yorktown, Virginia, it was 54. When I got back to Knoxville, it was 25.
It's been
Well,
cold
okay,
here lately.
but of course, that being said, when I left home Saturday the 9th whatever it would be. Yeah, the
I
9th.
think so.
I was in a t-shirt when I got in the car, and I got out, and it was snowing.
Wow.
Very lightly in Knoxville, but it was
Yeah.
snowing.
Still snowing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Temperatures dropped suddenly, and then it snowed 3 inches at home. So, temperatures just dropped everywhere.
That's true.
I feel like we haven't seen the last of snow up here.
Oh, no,
Or
no,
here.
We're
I've
supposed to
heard
get a
there's
pretty big storm.
gigantic snowstorm coming.
Like next
When's that?
week or 2 weeks.
No
Maybe?
school. We're on. We don't have to drive anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like cartwheel to camp it.
I'm sorry, but
to classes.
I grew up in
So
Florida,
close.
so I've never been in a snow day. I've
Oh,
never had
man.
a snow day.
Maybe
in my
it'll get
life.
cold enough.
Really?
That they'll cancel
I've had
classes.
hurricane days.
All we need
which
to do
suck actually. Those
is
are
coat
horrible.
the sidewalks with water on a really cold
When I was
night.
here, when I was here on my visits, the girl giving us our tour or whatever, she's a senior here, and she said the only time that she's ever seen them cancel class was when the lake froze over, and they canceled classes for the morning, and that was it.
Huh.
But just when the pond, not the lake, the pond froze over.
I heard last year there was an ice storm here.
That's cool.
Yeah,
And
that's
I like
supposed to
that.
They
happen like
lost
every year.
power for a couple days,
And so they
classes
canceled
were
those.
canceled.
That sounds cozy.
Well, not really, because apparently the water went out.
Yeah, everything
That's
stops.
not cozy.
Yeah.
So it's full survival mode according to our RAs. Everybody just
Like,
camps
Minecraft.
out.
we
for
might-
a
Everyone
while,
bathes in
chills.
pond.
Everyone might want to go just get a gallon of water at Walmart or something on campus, just in case the water goes out.
Yeah, we should.
I'll-
That's good.
Yeah.
I'll grab a
Get a
pickaxe,
jug, fill it up.
hatchet, go full Minecraft out here. Just
Known
chop
as
down some
the trunk
trees.
of my car.
Just punch the trees repeatedly.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll
It's the
punch
same
until they
them.
fall
motion
down.
Yeah.
that doesn't actually make sense. And you don't even have to be 6 feet away. That's fine. Eventually, a block of it will pop out of the middle.
Huh.
Yes.
No, it'll break, but a block will appear.
Yeah, a small block.
Yes.
You just put it in your pocket.
You're just compressing it into
hold
a block
64 of 'em.
and then you just take it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not how life works. I'm kidding.
I wish.
If only, if only.
I can fit an entire tree in my pocket.
I've got an
I
idea.
thought you were just happy to see me.
Dadgummit, Zach.
I'm sorry.
We're not gonna edit that.
No, we're leaving this in.
We're-
Wyatt.
What did
Wyatt,
you even?
Please.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
That
I've got
doesn't
an
mean
idea.
anything.
Let's talk about survival kits. Not for
All right.
apocalypses or whatever, but what happens if we do get iced in? Power's out, water's out. What do we need?
I
Stay in the
suggest-
lounge. What's our plan?
I'm a big advocate for kitty litter in the trunk of your car in case your car gets stuck, and it offers traction if you pour it under the tires and stuff.
Ooh, didn't even think of that.
Mhm.
Never heard of that.
I don't live in an icy enough place.
We
to
just
think
use
about
chains.
that.
I learned that off that '70s show from Red Foreman.
Does it work?
Solid.
I have never
70s
had
Ron
to do it.
Swanson?
Actually, I have, and yeah, it did work. I remember now. I was stuck in my driveway once.
Because
and
some
had
things
kitty
that you
litter.
hear don't work real well.
It worked pretty well.
I was with some friends at Buffalo Wild Wings over break, and one of them locked his keys in his truck.
Hmm.
And the internet said if you don't have a spare key and you can't pry the door open and get a hanger in there or whatever for whatever reason, you can take a tennis ball,
No.
No, Wyatt, you
This
can't
is the biggest
do that.
hoax.
punch a hole in it, and hold it up to the door. And like 4 or 5 of us said that's not gonna work. Don't
Well,
even
I
try
don't know
that.
who
It's not
said
gonna
that.
work.
That's hilarious.
So guess what they did? They tried it. Guess what it didn't do? Work.
The actual like car locksmith kits are pretty expensive for
Yeah.
doors that like you can't get hangers in. Like
How-
you have to get those bags.
I
that you stick in
actually
the
have
side
done
of
this
the car door
many,
and
many
pump it up,
times.
and it'll like pry the car door away from the
Yeah.
frame.
Yes.
You want-
We
you wanna
actually had
tell
to end
the,
up calling
story
a,
about the coffee house.
No, I don't want to tell the coffee house story again. But I am experienced with how to break into my own car. Should we tell our viewers on how to break into their car if they lock their keys in?
Yeah.
Don't lock
Yes.
your keys in.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, keep a spare key in your wallet or your
Yeah, that's a
purse
good idea.
if you are female inclined.
Female and call.
Or what I did, I gave my roommate my key fob. So if I'm somewhere and I
you
lock
go.
my keys in the car, he can come and unlock it.
That's a good idea.
Nice.
Or at least I know where it is. So if he's with me, I can call somebody and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
Where are his keys?
I don't know." He keeps losing them. I don't know.
Nate?
Yeah.
Come
What a
on, Nate.
goob.
Quit being a
Dang
me.
it, Nate.
Dadgummit, Nate.
Nate, this is to
I'm
you.
kidding. You're not gonna listen to this. You don't like us enough.
Yeah.
You
You
don't
don't
love
even
us.
like
Probably not.
us. You're not even our friend.
Anyway,
Anyway.
That got
Joshua, what
harsh.
do you need? What did you else? What? Wow,
Yeah?
words.
Um,
Okay.
difficult.
What else would
You'll
you
learn
like
to speak
for
one
your
day.
survival kit? And what's your plan?
Psh,
I can tell you, if the water goes out here, if power goes out, first thing I'm doing, all my blankets, yeah, probably all my blankets go into the lounge.
That's a good idea.
But since there are 3 of us and we have that weird cave set up on our beds, my bed is above my roommate's desk, and his bed is pushed up against his desk with my desk bunked on top of it. So basically, we can sit at our beds as desk chairs. We can sit at our beds, use our desk. We're right next to each other, and so it makes kind of a cave in there.
We could go down the EAC.
We could just put a mattress on his desk and just all 3 of us stay in there for warmth.
You could.
Just camp out.
That's a good idea.
It would be fun, actually.
Just a heads up, if the power goes out, I'm staying in your room.
That's fine. 4 of us.
The
I like
EAC has a fireplace. I
Oh,
think
it
it's
does.
gas.
Yeah.
It does. Gas stays on.
Then you got to get there
and a
without
ping
falling on
pong
your butt.
table and a pool table.
But it'll be freezing
Living
in
in
there.
old school.
Sure, Dad.
Literally,
We're not babies.
which is the
Nope.
problem. All right. Anybody else got anything to talk about?
I got a plan.
You got a
What you
plan?
got,
Tell me your
dude?
plan.
I got a plan. I am Mr. Survivor, though, so don't be surprised.
Survivor man.
Just
All right.
backpacking.
He
Step
says as
one.
he's
You know, it'd be
pulling
easier
out
if you
a
didn't have the
notebook,
cameras
a
on you.
field journal.
Yes. Step 1. Remove backpacking gear box from under bed.
Oh
There you
yeah,
go.
you're one of them there camping nerds.
Step
You already know
2.
what you're doing.
Pull out 20-degree sleeping bag and set up under wool blanket on bed. Step 3. Get water filter. Go to river. Get water. Filter water. Drink water. Don't get a headache.
What
Pee
if
clear.
it's
Be
solid
happy.
ice?
Then you boil that on the camp stove that is under my bed. Step 4, you get the axe from the trunk of the car. You chop down a small tree. You have a fire.
Wait, time out.
And smoke.
We said if the
marshmallows.
power goes out at Johnson, not if you're dropped in the Himalayas. Holy cow!
What's the difference?
You go to the cross
At what
country
point do you
field
drink your own urine?
because never, ever, ever, because that is
but
stupid.
it's sterile and I like the taste.
Well, that's a bold move, Cotton. I'm sorry, but that's gross. Yeah, that is the Zach Griggs survival plan. There are 2 sleeping bags in that box, so y'all can fight it out amongst
Dibs.
yourselves.
I
Wyatt's
called
got
it. I got it.
We
So
can share.
good luck. Well,
That's-
we might be able to.
That's lovely.
We're small enough.
Yeah.
Y'all are pretty small.
We could probably fit.
It's a me-sized sleeping bag, so you could probably just like stack yourselves
Logan
on
use
top
it?
of
You
each
can't
other.
call us small when you're you. I don't know. I don't know
Where are you going
Seems
with
like
that,
you
Ben?
can. That didn't get you anywhere
Not really,
at all.
but it's okay.
we still love you.
Love you, Ben.
Maybe. I missed you guys so much.
Yeah.
I miss
Yeah.
doing this.
Did anybody else have that thing where like you got home and on the second day of break you're like, okay, I
We're
have
done.
no friends here.
Yep. I got
All
home
right.
and I was like,
I
I'm
have
so
Bryce,
excited to
I
be
have
home.
Bryce
I'm-
at home, so I
wanna go
wasn't.
back.
I wasn't
Yeah.
like I have no friends because I have Bryce.
I mean,
I had like
I had
2
friends at home.
friends.
But I'm
I
kidding.
had friends at home, but there were those days where I was sitting in bed, just sitting in bed, because there's literally nothing to do.
Yep.
You know, the
Solid.
internet was slow, and I couldn't play online games, and I had so many other games that I wanted to play that I would sit there and stare at my games and go, I could play Fallout, but that means I can't play Battlefront. But if I play Battlefront, I can't play FIFA, and I want to play FIFA, but then again, I also want to play NHL. And if I play NHL, I could, but I could play Metal Gear. I need to play Destiny. I need to get into Destiny again. I could read a book, or... And then I sat there for like an hour doing that. Every day.
But then you're at a book, so
I did end
Yeah.
up reading a book. But
You
Not the
broadened
point.
your horizon.
point is, it was boring. I mean, I was with friends, and when I was with friends, it was great, and I enjoyed it every second of it. But there were times when I wasn't, and I really missed you guys a lot.
yeah.
I can't say it was a boring break, but I had a lot of friends over the summer and like 2 friends over the break.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened. I guess that's just how college is.
That's kind of how I was.
Yeah,
You
I
find
mean,
out
I-
who's your real friends.
that is true.
Bryce was
And
really
who's
the
not
only
on
person
drugs by
I
now.
met
And
up
who's
with.
not on drugs.
Like that's my age that I met up with and hung out and did stuff. So
So at this point in your life, now that you've moved away, and I mean, we've only been away for like a few months, but what would you consider a true friendship? Because now that we've all had friends that we've realized aren't really friends, they were
Yeah.
just people that we spent time with.
And I knew that would happen.
I mean, yeah, I
Oh,
did
yeah,
too.
for sure.
I had a
But
feeling it would, but it was still sobering when it
So-
actually did happen.
I have a few friends back home that are really good friends that I made time to see when I was back, and I think just just the people who want to make time to see you. Like when
Yeah.
you get back from so far away, like we're all from pretty far away, and those people who make a point to like text you and say, "Hey, dude, you're back. I want to see you." Like,
Oh, yeah.
like what are you doing this
Well,
week or whatever?
I
Those
would
are
agree with
good
that very
friends.
much.
Yep.
Like I mean, like I had to tell people that I was back, but I had to like initiate conversation with people to see if anyone wanted to hang out or anything.
Mhm.
So like, you know, I get that. Like I totally understand that. But when I liked how when we were all gone, we were all keeping up with each other and trying to, like, I would just randomly text Wyatt.
I love this pro wrestling show. I'm watching this really good, and I really like these people, and I really. And then, okay, let me say this.
Let's talk about this.
I
for a
heard a lot from Ben over break for like 2 weeks,
Oh yeah.
two and a half weeks, all about pro wrestling.
No.
I really like this tag team. Because he just got into it and he's been watching a ton of it,
Too much.
way too much pro wrestling. I like these people. I didn't know this happened, and I really like this storyline that I've been watching, and this is really cool. And then when I was in Chicago, he texted me and he said, "Your Blackhawks are playing my Penguins on Wednesday night." And I don't remember what your exact wording was, but it was something like, "I'm sorry, but you're getting your butts kicked."
Yeah.
That was
pretty
what
much.
you said.
That was pretty much what I said.
How did those words taste? When you
And
came
then,
back?
and then I said, "Okay, we'll see." Tuesday, they actually played 2 games. They played on Tuesday and on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Tuesday in Pittsburgh, Wednesday in Chicago. Tuesday, we won in overtime. And, okay, that's good. We won in overtime. It was close, but we play tomorrow. I'm not going to say anything to him because, just in case we get slaughtered in our own
He
hometown.
might be butthurt.
Then, we killed him in Chicago. It was not an overtime game. It was only like 1 or 2 goal game, but we won again. Complete silence. I didn't hear anything from him until he got back to school. I heard
And then-
nothing.
Why don't you tell him how big of a jerk you are when you came back?
He got back to school, and before he got back, I got all sorts of Blackhawks gear because my family's all from Chicago, and we're all Hawks fans, and I'm a big Blackhawks fan, as you well know. Let's go
Yes.
Blackhawks. Anyway, woo! So I got a bunch of clothing for Christmas that was all Chicago Blackhawks, and some of my favorites I like to call my Chicago Black Sox because they're Blackhawks socks, and I'm a I don't
Dork.
know. Yeah, exactly. So I had on the day that he came back, I was wearing a Blackhawks t-shirt, Blackhawks pants, Blackhawks socks, and a Blackhawks jacket, and I think I had a Blackhawks hoodie on at some point, or beanie on at some point in the day. And then I looked at my roommate Benjamin and I said, "Okay, I have a new pro wrestling shirt. I kind of want to show him. Should I wear all Blackhawks or should I give him a little break and wear my shirt?" So he said, "Just wear the wrestling shirt." So I did, but I still had like 3 or 4 things of
Yeah.
Chicago
Yeah.
Blackhawks on as soon as he walked in, just because.
That's when our friendship died.
Oh no.
Anyway, so that was fun. Anyway, back to what we were talking about, which was, what were we talking about?
Something.
Friends.
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 Yes.
True
How do you-
friends.
How do you determine true friendship, Zachary? And just friend stories. I don't care. Just something about friends. Tell me about your friends. We don't count.
Dang it.
There's
Do you have
Rachel and
them?
Monica and Ross and
Joey I always identified with Joey. Joey and I eat very similarly. Let's see, friends. I would think a true friend is like, people change, and that's okay, and that's normal.
Yeah.
But a true friend is someone who is going to still be with you when you change, and they change, and you can change together.
Change your
Sounds
clothes
really
together?
like Montessori for some reason, and I
because
don't
if
like
I
it.
can change
but
and you can change,
I can
everybody
change the
can
better.
world.
change.
Yes.
We can change the world.
If you
Yes.
can change, I can change
It
better.
was very democratic of me to say it that way. But people who, like, as soon as you change or as soon as they change, are not going to just abandon you and go find new friends. People who look deeper, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
More than just a single shared interest or something.
I like that.
I also very much agree with what Joshua said
Mm-hmm.
about people who will still make
Yeah.
an effort
Make
to
time.
see you
It's
instead
my
of
love
you just
language,
making.
quality time.
There you go.
That's good.
I noticed when I was home that I would think of something and I'd be like, "Hey, I haven't seen this guy in a while. I don't really want to put in the effort to do that."
Yeah.
But some people, I was
Good
like,
job.
"I need to see them." And also when I
Yeah.
was at home, I was going, I would watch something or see something, and I'd be like, "Ha, Abigail would love to." Well, okay.
She was in
Or,
Vietnam.
hey, look at this. Logan would
Yeah.
be. Oh, man.
Well, that
Logan's
was
in
me and
West
that was me
Virginia.
and
And that
Wyatt
was-
last night. We
that-
we were watching wrestling last night, and we were watching women's wrestling, and we were waiting for just these
For Logan comments, and Logan comments never came. And as much as we
That's
hated
so
them when he was
sad.
here, they never came, and it was sad. But
We miss you.
we miss you, Logan. But to me, it seems like the friends that I'm really close with, I would almost consider brothers. Like,
yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yes.
I've got a friend of mine who's a Marine and is currently stationed in Osaka, Japan. And I woke up one morning to a message from him and talked to him for like 20 minutes. And even that, he's 13 hours ahead of us, 14 hours when I'm at home. And that's a big commitment for him to have to message me and for me to wake up in time to have that conversation. I don't talk to him ever. He's stationed there for 2 years. He's been there for 7-8 months, something like that. So, but just the fact that we had that 20-minute conversation when he's 14 hours away
Yeah.
or he's 14 hours ahead of me. Like, he's
Time
on the
zone
other
wise.
side of the
Yeah.
world.
He is.
Yeah.
That meant a lot to me. It showed me that he truly is somebody
Yeah.
that I would consider a true friend. Because there are a lot of people at my high school that I would spend time with and do things, and then we graduated and I haven't seen them since. Or
Yeah.
I'd run into them at
Yeah.
Walmart and I'd be like,
Countless.
okay, this is awkward. This is weird.
Exactly.
I don't want to
I
see you
hate
anymore.
Walmart for
You don't
that
want to
reason.
see me. This is weird.
Yes.
But we talk
That
to each other
happens.
anyway. Because that's how that works. But yeah, the people that want to make time to spend time with you is how I would consider
Yeah.
a true people that you always constantly think of. Hey, they would enjoy this.
Yeah.
I wish they could be here to see this or stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Agreed.
All right. Anything else we need to talk about?
I'm good.
I don't know. I think I'm good.
All right. Thank you for listening to. Or wait, Josh was got something to say. Never
Yeah,
mind.
Our mission
Josh would go.
moment for this week. A few episodes ago, or was it last episode? I don't
5.
remember. I talked about
2 weeks.
Kokomo Urban Outreach, which was an organization I did my year-long internship after high school with. And there was another one that I did it with, too. It was sort of a dual internship thing, and it was Bridges Outreach. And that's also in Kokomo, Indiana. And at Bridges, we just worked with middle school kids, and there's a high school program as well. And we just tutored them and mentored them and played games every day after school. And it was just a really great opportunity to serve. So I think there's a website. You can probably Google Bridges Outreach, Kokomo, Indiana, and find it. But they always need, like, donations for snacks and stuff for the kids and stuff. And we take them on field trips to wherever, like museums, just whatever's going on that we can take them to, and they have a good time. City kids don't often get to do cool stuff like that outside of school. So, yeah, it's just a good opportunity and a good place to provide donations or time if you have that and you're in the area. So look into it if that seems like something you want to get behind. That'd be great. And that's all.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to this episode. Episode 7 of the Creation Theory Podcast.
Yes,
We
it
are
is.
moving up in the world. All right. We're getting somewhere. Logan will keep it afloat for you. We're
Love
out.
you.
Woo!